Hello, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving into a very special and transformative topic, horses' teachings on past mistakes and how to overcome them. Horses are incredibly intuitive and wise creatures, and they offer us profound lessons on how to heal from our past, overcome regret, and move forward with grace. We've all made mistakes, some big and some small, but the important thing is how we choose to move on from them. So often we find ourselves stuck in the past, weighed down by guilt or the fear of making the same mistake again. But what if we could look to the horse for inspiration? In today's video, we'll explore how horses can teach us to let go of the past and move forward with confidence, patience, and trust. We'll dive into their incredible ability to live in the present moment, learn from their experiences, and teach us how to embrace imperfection. Whether you're struggling with a past failure, facing a tough decision, or simply seeking to grow, the wisdom of horses can be a guiding light on your journey. So grab a seat, breathe deeply, and let's get started on this powerful journey of transformation. Section 1. Horses' Natural Wisdom. Horses are remarkable creatures. From their keen instincts to their graceful movements, they teach us about the beauty of living in the present. But what can we learn from horses when it comes to our own mistakes? Just like us, horses make mistakes too. They might stumble, shy away from a new experience, or find themselves in an unfamiliar situation. But one of the most incredible things about horses is their ability to bounce back almost immediately after they make a mistake. They don't dwell on the past, and they don't overanalyze what went wrong. For example, have you ever seen a horse trip and immediately recover, moving forward as though nothing happened? That's resilience in action. And that's what we can learn from them. When we make a mistake, the most important thing is not to linger in the past, but to quickly get back up, shake it off, and keep moving forward. Horses are also masters of the present moment. They don't worry about what happened 5 minutes ago, nor do they fret about what might happen in the future. Their focus is always on the now. In our fast-paced lives, we often find ourselves caught up in regrets and worries. Horses teach us the power of mindfulness, the ability to stay grounded and focused on the present moment, allowing us to move past mistakes without carrying the emotional weight. Section 2. The Psychology of Mistakes. We all make mistakes, sometimes big, sometimes small. But why do we make mistakes and how can we move past them? Mistakes are part of the human experience. They're not something to be ashamed of, though we often treat them that way. A mistake is simply a misstep or an action that leads to an unintended outcome. Whether it's a choice we made, an opportunity we missed, or an error in judgment, the important thing is that we have the chance to learn from it. Mistakes aren't the problem. How we respond to them is what matters. In our minds, mistakes often come with heavy emotional baggage, regret, guilt, shame, or fear. These emotions can keep us stuck, preventing us from moving forward. But think about the way a horse behaves. A horse doesn't look back and replay a mistake over and over. If a horse stumbles, it simply gathers itself and continues walking. No questions asked. It trusts that it can move forward, that the past is over, and that it has the ability to correct course in the present. We can take a lesson from horses in this. When we experience a mistake, it's easy to spiral into self-criticism. We start asking, why did I do that? Or how could I have been so stupid? We ruminate over our past choices and let them define us. But just like horses, we have the ability to leave those mistakes behind and keep moving forward. We need to stop holding on to past errors, recognizing that mistakes are only part of the journey. It's what we do after a mistake that defines our true growth. Section 3. Horses' Teachings on Overcoming Regret. When we make mistakes, regret often follows. But how can we release regret and learn to forgive ourselves? Regret is one of the most powerful emotions we face when we've made a mistake. It's that lingering feeling that we could have done something differently. Regret can keep us trapped in the past, paralyzing us and preventing us from moving on. But horses, with their natural resilience, show us a different way of dealing with regret. Imagine a horse who has had a bad experience. A rider falls off, or it gets spooked by a loud noise. The horse might be frightened at the moment, but it doesn't dwell on that fear. Instead, it moves on, learning to trust again, whether it's trusting its rider or moving forward in the pasture. This ability to move on is something we can all learn from. Horses have no room for regret. When they experience something negative, they release it quickly. They don't hold on to past emotions or mistakes. This is a lesson for us. We often carry the weight of past decisions, replaying them in our minds, wondering if we could have done better. Horses teach us that regret doesn't help us grow. It's only by letting go of that regret, by forgiving ourselves, that we can move forward and truly heal. One powerful exercise to overcome regret is to practice forgiveness. Not just forgiving others, but forgiving yourself. Accept that you did the best you could with the knowledge and circumstances you had at the time. Horses understand this perfectly. They don't waste time regretting the past because they understand that every new moment is an opportunity to start fresh. Section 4. How horses encourage us to stay present. Horses don't dwell on the past, nor do they worry about the future. They are masters of the present moment, and that's a lesson we need to learn too. The idea of living in the present moment is often easier said than done. So many of us are consumed by our past mistakes or anxious about our future. We may say we're living in the moment, but are we truly doing so? More often than not, we let our past failures or worries about future outcomes cloud our minds. Horses, however, don't let this happen. They live fully in the now. Think about how a horse reacts to the environment around it. A horse doesn't worry about what it did yesterday or what might happen tomorrow. It reacts to the present moment. If a horse feels a sudden shift in the wind or hears an unfamiliar sound, it responds in the now. It doesn't second-guess the past or obsess over what could happen. This presence is something that we can adopt in our own lives. When we make mistakes, we often carry the weight of them with us into the present, influencing how we respond to new situations. But horses show us that to be truly free, we must release the past and fully engage with the present. Living in the now means not letting your past define who you are today, and it means not letting fears of the future stop you from taking the next step. One way we can stay present is through mindfulness exercises. Taking deep breaths, observing our surroundings, and letting go of distractions can help us focus on the present moment. Horses also teach us the value of stillness. Just as a horse pauses to take in its surroundings, we can take a moment to center ourselves and release the past. By practicing mindfulness and living in the moment, we learn that we are not defined by our past mistakes. We are free to be who we are right now. Section 5. The power of trust and patience. Trust and patience are qualities we all must cultivate, and horses have a remarkable way of teaching us about both. When we make mistakes, it's easy to lose trust, both in ourselves and in others. We might begin to question our abilities, afraid to try again for fear of failure. But horses, with their innate understanding of trust and patience, show us a better way. One of the most beautiful aspects of working with horses is the bond of trust that is built over time. Horses are sensitive creatures. They respond to the energy and intentions of the people around them. If a rider approaches a horse with nervousness or uncertainty, the horse will often mirror those feelings. But when the rider is calm, patient, and confident, the horse responds in kind. This is a perfect example of how trust is earned gradually and how patience is key to building any meaningful relationship. In the same way, when we make a mistake, we need to trust that we can overcome it. It takes time, just like a horse's relationship with its rider. We must be patient with ourselves as we work through our emotions, accept our imperfections, and move forward. The more we practice this patience, the stronger our trust in ourselves becomes. Horses also teach us that trust isn't something that can be rushed. Just as a horse cannot be trained in a day, our personal growth takes time. The process of overcoming mistakes, healing, and moving forward isn't instant. It's a journey that requires us to trust the process, have patience, and continue to move forward, one step at a time. Remember, just like horses trust their riders, we must learn to trust ourselves. Trust that the mistakes of the past are not a reflection of our potential. With time, patience, and self-compassion, we will heal and become stronger than before. Section 6. Letting go of perfectionism. Perfectionism keeps us tied to the past, but horses can show us the beauty in imperfection. How many times have you held yourself back because you didn't feel ready or because you were afraid your efforts wouldn't be perfect? Perfectionism is a common struggle for many, and it can keep us stuck in a loop of never feeling good enough. But horses, natural and unencumbered by the expectations we place on ourselves, show us that imperfection is not only okay, but it is beautiful. Think about how a horse moves. Each step is not perfect. A horse may stumble, shift its weight in an awkward way, or momentarily lose its balance. But that doesn't stop the horse from continuing to walk, run, or jump. Horses don't get upset when things don't go perfectly. They simply adjust, recalibrate, and move forward. Perfectionism, on the other hand, makes us focus on flaws rather than embracing the whole picture. We get stuck in the idea that unless something is perfect, it's not worth doing at all. This kind of thinking can paralyze us, especially when we make a mistake. Instead of learning from it, we replay it over and over in our minds, dissecting every tiny error. But horses, through their natural rhythm, show us that mistakes don't have to be perfect to be meaningful. They teach us that imperfection is part of the journey and that it is often through our flaws that we learn and grow the most. So the next time you find yourself striving for perfection, remember the horse. Allow yourself to make mistakes. Embrace your imperfections and trust that you are still moving forward, just like the horse that stumbles but continues to run free. Section 7. How horses model healing and moving forward. Healing from past mistakes isn't linear, but horses teach us how to keep moving forward with resilience and grace. Healing is a process, and it's rarely a smooth one. When we face challenges or setbacks, especially as a result of our own mistakes, it can feel like we're taking one step forward and two steps back. But horses, with their resilience and grace, show us that the healing process is not about perfection. It's about progress. Take the example of a horse recovering from an injury. A horse might experience a fall or an accident, causing physical harm. The recovery process doesn't happen overnight. The horse needs time to heal, and it may need assistance from its caretaker. However, during the healing process, the horse doesn't stop living. It continues to interact with its environment, engage with its human companions, and move through the world, all while gradually regaining strength. Similarly, when we make mistakes, the road to healing and recovery may not be a straight line. We might stumble, feel frustrated, or find ourselves reliving the pain. But just like a horse in recovery, we can still move forward. Healing is about being gentle with ourselves, allowing ourselves to rest when needed, and understanding that setbacks are part of the process. Horses also model emotional healing. If a horse experiences trauma, such as a bad experience with a rider, it doesn't hold on to that memory forever. It moves forward, trusting again, without fear of the past. Horses teach us that while we may carry the emotional weight of our mistakes for a time, it's possible to let go and trust ourselves again. Section 8. How to apply horses' teachings to your own life. Now that we've explored the wisdom of horses, how can we apply these lessons to overcome our own mistakes? The lessons we've learned from horses, resilience, trust, patience, letting go of perfectionism, are not just abstract ideas. They are practical tools we can apply to our own lives to overcome mistakes and move forward with confidence. Practice self-compassion. Just like a horse doesn't criticize itself for its mistakes, we must learn to be kind to ourselves. Instead of beating ourselves up, we can approach our mistakes with compassion and understanding. Recognize that mistakes are part of the learning process. Trust the process. Remember that growth takes time. Be patient with yourself as you heal, just like a horse recovering from an injury. Trust that with time, you will become stronger and more resilient. Embrace imperfection. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Like the horse that stumbles and keeps going, learn to accept imperfection as part of the journey. Take action, even if it's not perfect. Live in the moment. Horses live fully in the present, and so can you. Instead of worrying about past mistakes or future outcomes, focus on the here and now. Every moment is a new opportunity to move forward. Forgive yourself. Horses don't hold on to grudges, and neither should we. Let go of regret and forgive yourself for the mistakes you've made. Understand that forgiveness is key to healing. Conclusion. In conclusion, horses have taught us some of the most valuable lessons about overcoming past mistakes and moving forward. Their wisdom, built on resilience, trust, patience, and forgiveness, offers us a blueprint for healing and growth. By embracing imperfection, living in the moment, and trusting the process, we can move past our mistakes with grace and confidence. So as you continue on your journey, remember the lessons of the horse. Embrace your mistakes, learn from them, and keep moving forward with the same strength and beauty that horses exhibit every day. Thank you for joining us today. We hope these teachings have inspired you to overcome your past mistakes and move forward with renewed confidence. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below sharing how you plan to apply these teachings to your own life. Until next time, keep moving forward, and may you live with the strength and grace of a horse.